It should be noted that some examples used in this film are relatively short. Therefore, they will be repeated to increase clarity and give the viewer a more accurate picture of the concept that is being illustrated. Please enjoy. This documentary examines the linguistic development of a 3-year-old boy. At this age, he has exited the telegraphic stage of development, or the stage most noted for the development of proper word order and proper prosodic factors for different types of utterances, and has moved into later language acquisition. Later language acquisition is marked by the procurement of bound morphemes as well as function words. The phonological simplifications that the participant makes are distinguished into two overarching categories: substitutions and deletions. Each phonological simplification category has subclassifications that will be explored in this documentary. One of the most common phonological simplifications that the participant was observed making is considered a substitution. Naturally, substitutions are simply replacing one phoneme for another. Gliding is a substitution where an individual replaces a liquid sound, either la or ra, with a glide, either wa or ya. Stopping is a substitution where an individual changes a fricative into a stop. The following series of clips illustrate the participant gliding and stopping. In the following interaction, the participant was discussing tent building. For both instances of the verb to build, both in the present participle form and the regular form, the participant is gliding, that is, changing the la into a wa sound. At the end of the scene, there is an instance of stopping, changing the voiceless fricative th into a voiceless t.
We got building a tent?
We're building a tent. We're building a tent.
What did you build it out of?
We didn't build it out of anything. We didn't build it out of anything.
This next scene demonstrates an example of stopping. The voiced fricative th is replaced with a voiceless stop t.
Roger that.
Roger that.
Roger that.
Roger that.
The next scene is particularly revealing because apart from the glide and telephone, it is obvious the participant is planning his utterance and searching his lexicon or mental dictionary for the proper form of that to use.
That's not a telephone. That doesn't have buttons.
In the following scene, apart from the gliding in the word called, the participant is displaying a good understanding of the proper syntactic order that words should appear within the English language. The participant displays that he is able to invert word order based on the context of the utterance.
Is it called? I don't know what it's called. What is it called? Is it called? I don't know what it's called. What is it called?
The following utterance is useful in illustrating the difference between the participant's linguistic competence and his linguistic performance. The participant believes that he is enunciating controller correctly while he is clearly gliding.
Controller.
Yeah, that's a hard word, I know.
No, it's not.
It's not a hard word? Say it again.
Controller.
The next two scenes were included to illustrate that the participant is less apt to commit a phonological simplification when a fricative or a liquid is at the onset of a word versus in the middle or the end. It should be noted that in the second scene the participant is able to articulate the glide la, however is not fully enunciated as would be expected from a normal adult utterance.
Let me do that. Let me do that.
What color is your shirt?
Blue. Blue.
Another category of phonological simplifications that the participant was witnessed making was deletions. Intuitively, a deletion is a reduction of a phoneme or phonemes. The following series of scenes illustrates this simplification, with most deletions happening at the end of a word utterance. For example, the deletion of stops, as in the duh in kind. Here the participant makes a deletion of the voice stop g in get in order to keep the utterance in the front of the articulatory process.
It's behind me. It's behind me.
In the next scene, the participant makes a reduction of the voiced consonant duh to reduce the number of alveolar articulations that switch between voiced and voiceless in the first two instances of don't. Then as his articulation slows, don't is fully enunciated.
Who are we marrying?
I don't know.
Who are we getting married to?
I don't know.
Oh, yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't know.
I know him, so you know him.
Guess what? JD works for Tyler.
The next scene shows a number of phonological simplifications. Once again, the participant deletes the voiced alveolar consonant duh from don't. Then he performs a lexical blend of want and to form the utterance wanna, although it should be noted that this is part of the American English vernacular. Next he articulates a glide, substituting wa for la in chill, and finally he perseverates the glide to the word out as he deletes the voiceless stop t.
Chill out. Let's calm down.
I want to say it loud.
Chill out. Let's calm down.
I want to say it loud.
In this scene, the participant illustrates further avoidance of the liquid la in both instances of calm. Moreover, he shows that he is still developing his lexicon as some words are omitted.
I won't come down.
You won't calm down?
No.
Why?
Did you say if I won't come down, we won't go to the park?
In this scene, the participant shows further mastery of contractions. On the other hand, there is another instance of a deletion of the voiced alveolar stop duh at the end of kind. What color are your shorts?
They're kind of gray. They're kind of gray.
In the next scene, the participant demonstrates a deletion of the last phoneme t of blanket. Moreover, there is an omission of the copula is that would increase clarity. What color is that blanket?
Just pink. Just pink.
Again, the participant will omit the phone t, this time at the end of right. Furthermore, in the beginning of the utterance, the participant pronounces color as cutter. This is interesting because there are other utterances that he avoids the voiced alveolar stop duh. Is my shirt?
What color is it?
It's black.
Right. What color is it?
It's black.
Right.
An interesting speech error happens in this clip. There appears to be phonemic substitution of the voiceless stop k on the end of the first instance of dog. Also in this clip, you will notice that their dog named Skittles is referred to in the singular form skittle. This is another example of a deletion of the final phoneme in an utterance. Furthermore, the participant makes a lexical deletion of we have to start the sentence.
Dog named Sweepy and we have a dog named Skittle. Dog named Sweepy and we have a dog named Skittle.
The participant, while having some way to go to be classified as normal adult fluency, seems to be developing within the given guidelines of linguistic development. If my semester of linguistic training has anything to say about it, I would argue that the participant is ahead of schedule. Unfortunately, considering the scope of this project, the syntactic issues, both good and bad, could not be addressed more than a superficial level. In general, the participant's speech was well formed, and only the areas that were problematic were referenced in this documentary.
Roger that.